Welcome to another episode of the Crispy Noodle Podcast. Let us be the Crispy Noodle in your vegetarian salad of life and boring news, folks. It's our job to give you the most interesting bits in the world of sports, entertainment, odd news, and whatever else we're having to stumble across. Isn't that right, Mike?
That's right. We bring it to you with our unique sense of humor and wackiness. You never know what you're going to get here on the Crispy Noodle Podcast.
That's right, including when I forgot to take a sip of water before we started the show. And
you have to
had
take
a little
sip of
hiccup
water beforehand. Yeah.
There you go. Rookie mistake there. I don't know.
We've only been at this like a decade.
Yeah, almost. Yeah, whoops. But
Every
nevertheless,
once in a while.
we're still learning here on the Crispy Noodle Podcast. Thank you guys for joining us on another crazy episode. We'll have some topics to get to in the sports, entertainment, and news realms in just a bit. But before we get to those, I'd like to do a little personal bit, let you know what I've been up to since last week's episode. So, Mikey, my friend, what's happening in Costanzo country?
I'm doing pretty good. I've been catching up on some entertainment. I've started She-Hulk, which is very good. Change of pace from the typical Marvel stuff. It's more of a character-focused show.
Yeah.
Didn't think I'd enjoy it, but I'm enjoying it quite a bit, actually. It's very funny.
Yeah, that's what I feel about it, too.
Yeah,
I wasn't sure if I was going to like it, but I ended up liking it. Yep.
Yeah, it's so far very lighthearted, very fun. Yeah, definitely give it a watch. I watched an episode of that Cabinets of Curiosity show I recommended last week. That was pretty cool. Just a little quick one-off, like 50-minute episodes. So I've been doing that in terms of entertainment stuff, but I also got a chance to head into the city to take in both the Eagles game, which we'll get to in just a bit. But I was
you were actually at the Eagles game.
I was actually at the Eagles game, and it was a game. But like I said, we'll get to that in a minute. Because I was in the city on almost back-to-back days, which doesn't really happen for me. I don't really make the trip down there all that often, which is a shame because it's right there. But Jordan and I had a couples cooking class in Center City at La Cucina at the Market. It's this place that's maybe like half a block from the Reading Terminal Market. A very small space. There was, I think, like 12-ish, not even, maybe like, no, less than that. There was like 8 couples there, and they had a pizza cooking class. Jordan and I know how to make pizzas, but it's always fun to, see a different way of doing it. And
get a refresher.
And let me tell you something. If ever, you get a chance, or anybody out there gets a chance to check out this place, I highly recommend it. The location was beautiful. The food was delicious. The people running it were absolutely fantastic. The friendliest, nicest people, really got the whole crowd engaged. And the best part is that as we're going through this class, it's not just like a stand at your own little table and make stuff along with them. It was basically like a regular house-style kitchen, a little bit bigger, obviously, with really fancy appliances. But everybody sort of crowded around the same table as they gave a demonstration and talked and called people up to test out things. But then when it came to making our own stuff, we all made it at the same table. And then they, cooked the pizzas for us. And all the couples went and sat down at a big shared table. And then they brought the food out, and everybody sort of like ate together, and we had our own little pizzas, but they also made a couple pizzas for everyone to share. And so all the couples sat together, and you made some new friends. You're chatting, you're eating pizza and stromboli and salad and dessert, and I mean just all the food and wine. It was fantastic. Really, really good time. So if you get a chance,
good way to spend a weekend.
Oh yeah, I mean pizza and Eagles game doesn't get better than that. So yeah, I was busy in the city. Downtown this weekend.
All right, there you go.
And
Mikey roaming around.
But you were roaming around as well.
Yes, I was down Rehoboth.
The beach, it's a little cold for the beach, no?
Yeah, it's fine. It's perfect weather for the beach.
This is your favorite beach weather.
Yeah, hop right in.
When the sun is out and it's warm, that's a no-go.
No, that's too hot.
That's bad beach weather.
No.
When it's cold and dreary,
yes.
Rich is out there on the beach soaking up the clouds.
That's the best time, when it's nice and cloudy and there's not people there. But
that's the real secret.
But actually, there was a good amount of people there for this weekend, because during Halloween weekend, Rehoboth has like a parade that happens down the main street,
right?
And everybody comes out. They all see the floats, and everybody has a good time, which perfectly leads into something I need to share with everybody.
Uh-oh.
And
no.
This is just one of those things. You don't know why it was recorded. You don't know how it was recorded, but it has been recorded, and it is glorious. My wife, Rachel, her father definitely had a good time at the parade.
Okay.
And for some reason, Rachel was on her phone. She was recording. I guess she was doing a Instagram story or Snapchat or I don't know, whatever. One of those social media
You're
things.
showing your age.
Yeah, I don't know. Rachel's always finding the new social. She's on Be Real. I don't even know what the hell that is.
She was talking about that when you take a video or a picture whatever you're doing, wherever you are.
Yeah, she's already on that. I don't know. She's already at the forefront of all those. You have to see Rachel now for social media guidance. I'm already and I'm already too old for social media.
You're
already.
Like, we need to bring back the good old days of the Facebook,
MySpace.
MySpace. They're even better. Yeah.
Get that top 8 back.
Yeah.
That was.
Oh man.
Friendships were lost because of that top 8. Nevertheless, we were down at Rehoboth Beach. This parade is happening, and Rachel's recording. And her dad got really excited about the hippopotamus floats that happened. And I just have to play the clip. This is...
Does it speak for itself?
I think so. This is Rachel's dad, George, at the parade.
Hippopotamus for everybody.
What? What?
I want a hippopotamus for Christmas. A hippopotamus is all I want.
That's not even the word.
I don't want toys.
Boy, I don't know what he was singing there. I'm sure he's enjoying some liquid encouragement there.
Yes, those were liquid lyrics.
Yes, liquid. I like that, liquid lyrics.
Liquid lyrics.
Yes,
the hippopotamus is all I want.
Is all I want. Yeah, that just the sentence just ends.
No,
it's all I want.
I don't want toys.
Yeah, and then I don't want to. Yeah, just. He had his own rhythm going when he saw those hippopotamus floats.
Is the hippopotamus like his favorite animal? Like
he got very excited
because in vino veritas,
yeah,
have a little bit to drink, then all of a sudden becomes enamored with the hippos. I think he's secretly just like a huge fan of hippopotamuses.
I mean, look,
hippopotami.
Look, who's to blame him? We all have favorite animals,
I mean, yeah,
I know you have a favorite animal.
Motherfucking pterodactyl.
Oh man, I forgot about that clip. Yeah.
Motherfucking pterodactyl.
Yeah.
Pterodactyls are cool, man.
So I have that down as your favorite animal.
Okay.
Motherfucking pterodactyl.
So I have to add this now for George's favorite animal because he definitely enjoyed the hippopotamus at the parade, very much so.
Hippopotamus for everybody.
What? What?
I want a hippopotamus for Christmas. A hippopotamus is all I want.
That's not even the word.
I don't want toys.
I just love how it just stops. I don't want toys. That's it. Just stop.
A hippopotamus is all I want.
That's
I
it.
don't want toys.
Like the axe came down. That was it. End of song.
He's got to work on those sustains.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
other than that, beautiful rendition.
Yes.
Spot on.
Yes. So there
Those
you go.
Liquid lyrics.
The liquid lyrics of George right there. Thank you very much for that gloriousness. Thank you very much to Rachel for giving me permission and that video clip. I don't even know why she was recording at that point. She just...
if we don't have people randomly recording everyday things, we would all end up with clips like that.
I know. In a strange way, we need those people that are constantly recording everything.
I've thought about just grabbing like a GoPro and just strapping it to my head and just wearing it 24/7, just see what happens.
Yeah.
You never know.
If maybe you'll find gems like that.
Maybe.
George with his amazing hippopotamus song. So there we go. I know I had to bring it to everyone's attention here on the Crispy Noodle podcast. Make sure you give George a shout out on your comments about this podcast. All right, so there you go. That's what we were up to this past week. But without further ado, I think we need to get into some news topics. And the first batch of topics revolve around sports in the Sports Sampler.
So you're not good at sports. It's a very small part of life.
Sports.
In your face! Ha ha! Sports coming at you in your face here. I'm just going to do a quick disclaimer. We're not going to talk about Phillies because this is literally happening in the middle of our recording session. And we're going to have this episode come out before Game 4. So, yeah, the World Series are in action when this comes out.
Sports
so we can't.
Sports that have series, it's just the name of the game.
Right. So
that's why we focus on football.
Jeez, Mike. All right, just go right with it.
It's motherfucking goddamn sons of bitchin' fucking football.
Look, it's got the perfect podcast schedule.
It does, but I just want to give credit. You know, the Phillies are in the World Series.
They are.
This is a big deal in the Philadelphia area. We're all rooting for the Phillies. But, yeah, we can't really talk about them until the World Series has officially ended. So that is why we're kind of just doing a nice little nod to the Phillies. Good luck, but we have to kind of leave it at that and wait until next week when hopefully we are declaring the Phillies the World Series champions. But, you know, well, we'll see.
Don't jinx us.
We'll see.
We'll see.
But right now, you are right. We need to talk about the Eagles.
What are my Eagles?
Well, they were back in full force and had a huge win against the in-state rivals, the Steelers.
Mamma mia!
Boobies.
What, this guy think he's an Indian?
Like fresh eggs?
Yes, the Eagles win another game, improve to 7-0.
Yeah, this officially ties their best start to a season with 2000. Was it 2004? 2003, where they started 7-0.
That Super Bowl run, yeah.
That's that first Super Bowl run in our lifetime. Man, I was there in the stadium, in the city for this game, and you mentioned the Phillies being in the World Series. You could feel the energy just in the crowds walking to the stadium because the city is just in an uproar between the Eagles and the Phillies. And now the way that the schedule breaks down, we have both a World Series and a football game this upcoming week. It's going to be wild. What?
We also have the Philadelphia Union.
Yes, they're in there.
They're going to be in the championship game Saturday afternoon.
I mean,
it is crazy in Philadelphia right now.
It's a good time to be a Philadelphia fan of any sports team. Everybody's just flying high right now, especially the Eagles with that win over the Steelers, 35-13. Could have been even more lopsided. There was, I think, and I'm pretty sure about 68,000 other people agree with me, 2 points that should have been added on there with a safety, non-safety. I'm not going to go into it.
A weird punt thing. Yeah.
So it was a weird punt. Should have been a safety. 68,000 other people agree with me it should have been a safety, but the one wearing the stripes didn't think it should be a safety. So, also, Brandon Graham basically gifted the Steelers a touchdown when he had a delay of game on the defense called for calling fake snap counts.
Yeah, that's I never heard of that being a penalty.
So it was a penalty. They got the ball back, and they decided, you know what, let's go for a touchdown. So the point that I'm making here is that 30.
Ready, Mike?
Sure.
That's exactly what he said on the line of scrimmage.
That's exactly what he said. That was mic'd up. Sure.
That's exactly what you said. That's exactly what he said.
That was mic'd up right there.
Yeah, he was just NFL, copying your famous phrase.
Yep.
You ready, Mike?
Sure.
Yes.
That's exactly what happened.
Exactly what he did.
35-13 should have been more lopsided. This was a dominant performance coming out of a bye week. I know we both expressed some concerns that, coming on the bye week, maybe they would be a little slow after the week off, especially when a team is that hot before the bye week.
Yeah.
There's concerns that if they go in thinking they're untouchable, they come out of the bye week and they get surprised. That was not the case here. In fact, we did the surprising. A.J. Brown, 3 touchdowns. It was essentially the same play in the same corner of the end zone 3 times. They could not stop it. He almost had a 4th as well. It was insane.
The one play where A.J. Brown caught it with double coverage and he pointed them out.
Oh, it was amazing.
I knew he was going to get called for taunting, but that was so worth it.
I mean, he just owned them all game. And
Yeah.
Minkah Fitzpatrick is not a bad safety.
No.
Like, he's a top-tier safety in this league,
Yep,
and
but-
we just owned them.
Yep. You can't see that's kind of the ace in the hole is between Devonta Smith and AJ Brown.
You got to pick one.
Yeah, one of them's going to burn you.
Yeah. And if it's not them, Zach Pascal, the fourth wide receiver, he got a touchdown.
Yeah,
on Sunday
underneath,
as well,
yeah.
underneath. So you're getting torched left, right, and center with this Eagles offense. Jalen Hurts, stellar game, 4 passing touchdowns, 280 some yards, 140 quarterback rating. Just firing on all cylinders. Defense showing up. A couple of key stops, holding the Steelers to 13. Sad news though. Defensive tackle Jordan Davis did suffer a high ankle sprain. The reports say he may be out a couple weeks. We don't know yet officially.
Yeah.
But
Honestly, when he went down, I saw it actually happen before everything.
right.
Before I had to leave Rehoboth, I actually did see that part. I thought he might have had a significant injury. I thought he was gonna be like out for the season. He was not putting any weight on that ankle. I was like, oh
Yeah.
So for him coming out with a high ankle sprain is actually kind of a silver lining.
You see players go down with those leg injuries, and it could be,
could be anything.
It could be anything
broken ankle.
from
Could be
a
ligament.
cramp to multiple busted ligaments.
Yep.
So high ankle sprain is, like you said, we dodged a bullet there.
Yeah.
The downside, though, is that he was becoming one of the main anchors on that defensive line when he was in the game. Just so far this season, the opponent's run attack has been almost non-existent. The one area for concern in this game is that our run defense is not the same as it has been in years past. I mean, teams cannot pass against us. It's always a trade-off.
Najee Harris, though, he really wasn't getting anything going. I mean,
yeah, I mean, we did stop them when we needed to,
Yeah.
but it has been. If I had to pick one area, and I'm nitpicking here, guys, because this team is pretty what?
Oh, okay. Because I can give you something that I'm a little worried about.
What, special teams?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm a little worried about the special teams because everyone forgets there's 3 facets of football: offense, defense, and special teams. And if you don't believe special teams is as important as the offense and the defense,
Talk to the Chargers.
Talk to the Chargers. Yep. There was literally one season they were number 1 ranked in offense, number 1 ranked in defense, and they missed the playoffs.
Yeah.
Because they had several games where they misfired on special teams and had stupid penalties or stupid turnovers that cost them games.
No, that is true.
It could come back and rear its head. I'm a little concerned with special teams. I wished we had the NFL trade deadline this week. I wish the Eagles would have gotten a dedicated punt returner.
Right.
I think that would have been a great pickup.
I don't even know if it's the punt returner that's the issue. The coverage teams
coverage teams
have been awful. I mean, we've seen a couple of larger kickoff returns.
Yeah.
On punt return, they're not giving Covey anything. I mean,
but
he's not good, and he's miffed a couple of punts, but
he's not a dedicated punt returner.
no, I don't know what he is. To be
He's
truthful.
a stopgap. He's just like, we need somebody to catch the punt. Here you go.
At one point, they put Devontae Smith
Yeah.
back there, and the people sitting in front of me, they turn around and go, "Oh, that's not good."
Yeah.
I'm like, I know.
Yeah, you don't want your number 1 wide receiver to get smashed.
No, especially, I don't want to say anything negative about Devontae Smith's size because he's proved that he can play with the best of them so far. But, somebody that size on punt return, there's always a little bit of a worry because those are some of the biggest hits you see on the football field.
Well, yeah, especially if you don't get the fair catch call in time.
Yeah. But other than special teams,
Or you know what? If you're just pissed off at the Eagles, you'll just take the penalty.
Just take the
smash,
penalty.
Yeah, smash the guy, get him out of the game. Yeah. That's not a good strategy. Do not put Devonta Smith as your punt returner.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, the special teams aside, this team is very fundamentally sound on most facets of the game. Yeah, it was just a stellar performance. And another big takeaway, they scored in every single quarter.
Yeah, that's a good sign. Finally.
I know that sounds ridiculous to say, but maybe this...
Well, that wasn't considering the first half of this season. Yeah, they weren't scoring in the second half.
These are all signs for optimism here, I think.
Yeah, that they're getting better. Yep.
Yeah. So, Yeah, just a stellar performance. Very, very happy. But
So, real quick.
the question, what?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
what were you going to ask?
So, a different question.
Okay.
The common complaint I keep hearing about the Eagles
Okay.
is that they've gotten lucky with the schedule.
Sure.
What say you?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they have. I mean, they absolutely have. They've also beaten the Cowboys and the Vikings. So if you're going to sit there and say the Cowboys are the best team in the NFC East, I mean, we beat them. If you're going to say the Minnesota Vikings are one of the best teams in the NFC, yeah, we're their only loss.
How about the 49ers? They looked pretty good.
The 49ers?
Yeah, now that they got Christian McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey threw a touchdown, rushed for a touchdown, and caught a touchdown pass. First time that's happened since LaDainian Tomlinson back in the early 2000s.
Yeah. I mean, we're getting.
I'm telling you, I think the 49ers are going to sneak up. I think they're going to be
the 49ers. I've liked them the past couple of years. They could sneak up. But to answer your question about us getting lucky with the schedule, we're playing the schedule that we have. That's all that we can do. But
do you think they're the best team in the NFC?
The Eagles?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Why not?
All right.
I mean, look, until somebody has a better record than us, because I will remind everyone, rewind 5 years ago, what was the argument in 2017?
What? Oh yeah, that we didn't.
We haven't beaten any real teams yet.
Yep. So then, with that further ado, then I can lead into the main question: is Jalen Hurts the guy?
You are not the guy. You're not capable of being the guy. I had a guy, but now I don't. You are not the guy.
So, I don't know. It sounds to me like you're abandoning this segment now.
Do I admit that he's the guy, or do I be a stubborn jackass?
Yes. It's a very tough decision.
Come on, you guys know what the answer is. I have to be stubborn. I think that we need to see another performance like this performance. I want to guarantee the Eagles have a winning record this year before I'm willing to crown Jalen Hurts the guy.
Are you worried that they could lose out 7-10?
There is always a possibility in Philadelphia. No, realistically, I don't think that the Eagles will lose out. I'm expecting them to win at least 13 games, but I need to know that this was not a fluke performance. It was the most touchdowns that he's ever thrown. I want to see more passing success from him. It's been kind of hot and cold this season. I need to see like a few games in a row where he comes out and has a similar passing performance at a high level for him to be crowned the guy, because he'll have one performance like this, and then the very next week he'll go back to 2 rushing touchdowns and like 12 passes, and it's got to be consistently progressing in a positive fashion in terms of his passing game, because that's where I'm still concerned. Does he have the arm strength? Does he have the field awareness? So I need to see another performance like this week again.
Okay. Well, we'll see.
And also I just have to say he's not the guy.
We've created a full segment for you about this.
You are not the guy. You're not capable of being the guy. I had a guy, but now I don't. You are not the guy.
Yep. So there you go. I think you have to go this route now the entire season.
I have to. I keep saying I am single-handedly the only thing that is responsible for the Eagles' record this year, because I've doubted Jalen Hurts. When the Eagles are doubted and when they're underdogs, they do better. They have to they have to be kept in check, and that's my job.
And Mike is doing the work that is required here in Philadelphia.
That's right.
For Jalen Hurts.
Everybody else is so positive. I got to be the naysayer, else the Eagles are going to get lackadaisical.
All right. So there you go, Mike. Just for the interest of keeping the segment alive, still saying not quite the guy.
Not quite. He's
almost. Almost. 90.
He's like 90-some% the guy.
90-some%.
Yeah.
Almost there.
Yeah.
It's like the screen on your computer that's loading, and then it just kind of stops a little bit right before.
It loads like 80% really fast.
Yeah.
But it's always like that last quarter of the bar that takes forever. That's where we are right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. All right. So let's get into the next part of our show for football recap. And that is the segment where we're going to look into the future. We're going to give you 4 games that we think you should keep an eye out for this upcoming weekend. The NFL Fantastic Four picks. This is for week number 9 coming up this weekend. Wow, this season's moving by fast.
It really is. That's what happens when you're having a good time.
Yep. The music is on. So what are the 4 games we're going to decide?
All right, first up, we have a battle of the backup quarterbacks. We have Minnesota Vikings at Washington Commanders. And that's right, you heard me right, the backup quarterbacks. Kirk Cousins is a backup.
Are you serious? No. He's a legitimate starter. He's the starting quarterback.
Do you think they're going to win?
Yes. Are you serious?
No,
Did you just put this in the Fantastic Four picks just so you could take a shot at Kirk Cousins?
Of course I did.
You get the What is this show? What is happening? The Phillies are in the World Series. Mike is he's hurting the sanctity of our show segments.
Oh, the sanctity.
Just so we can make a point on Kirk Cousins. You're lucky we don't do a basketball segment. I'll diss LeBron James as much as I want to. All right.
Do you like Kirk Cousins?
I mean, sometimes he's off, but I'm not like a crazy hater like you are. And for the record, I'm going with the Vikings because you're out of your mind. The Vikings are literally one of the best teams in the NFC, and they're going to get better. They just got the tight end from Detroit, Hawkinson. You better watch out. You're laughing. The Vikings are going to be a force when they win the division, the NFC North. They're going to make a little bit of a run in the playoffs. The Eagles might match up against them for a rematch.
Look, we handled them once, we'll handle them again because the fact remains that they're not elite in any one category.
You just jinxed this. I swear to God, if the Vikings meet the Eagles in the playoffs, you just jinxed them.
We'll do to them like we did in 2017 where they had arguably just as good of a team. It's a joke. Calm yourself. The Vikings are going to win. Oh, my God. Secret Kirk Cousins fan over here.
He's not a backup. You labeled, look at that. He labeled this battle of the backup. Like that is not the case.
It's a joke.
Get out of here.
Next up.
I think I need to start monitoring the next Fantastic Four games.
Shut up.
Jeez.
Buffalo Bills at the Jets. It's an AFC East Division rivalry. Who do you got in this one?
Bills? What? Why did you choose this one?
They're 5-3.
Yeah, but the Jets, they've lost their running back. They've lost 2 of their guys on the offensive line. They just lost to the Patriots. They made Zach Wilson look silly.
It was one of the better games available.
Oh, that's sad. If that's the case. No,
it's one of the few games where there's 2 winning teams playing each other.
Oh, wow. What is happening with the NFL schedule, too? They've been horrible with picking these games, too.
I mean,
what is happening?
The primetime games have not been that great either.
Yeah.
I mean, this week it was Ravens and Saints. That's why I didn't go with that one.
Well, definitely Bills if this is the case, because no, Bills are too good to choke one to the Jets. This is Bills. Come on.
I agree as well. Next up, we have an AFC playoff preview. We have the Tennessee Titans at the Kansas City Chiefs. This is finally a decent matchup. Who do you got in this one?
All right, now we're talking. Yeah, I can see you going either way on this one. Sunday night game, interesting as well. The Titans they've won 5 games in a row. They are on a huge winning streak. Yep. We criticized them a couple weeks ago for running Derrick Henry into the ground. Well, all of a sudden, he's having a little bit of a resurgence as well as that offense. But, I mean, it's going to depend on whether or not you think this is going to be a high-scoring affair, because if it is, I still think the Chiefs are able to handle them at home. Also, the Chiefs coming off of a bye week, and we all know Andy Reid is fantastic off of a bye week. He simply just does not waste that opportunity to use more time to develop different plays and different strategies. I think you still have to go with Kansas City in this one, even though the Titans are a formidable opponent and are on a winning streak here. I think it ends here at Arrowhead. I'm going Kansas City.
Yeah, this is a tough one because if they can keep the ball out of Kansas City's hands, Tennessee definitely has a chance to steal this one from them. Just last year, around the same time, the Titans embarrassed the Chiefs 27-3. But, you know, the Chiefs they're always there at the end. And this year they have a decent, you know, middle-of-the-road defense. Meanwhile, the Tennessee Titans have the dead last-ranked offense. It goes straight through Derrick Henry. He's pretty much the only person producing on that team. All of their receivers combined have one less receiving yard than A.J. Brown has by himself this
take
season.
that.
They
Take that,
can't get anything going through the air. You have to be balanced in this day's NFL. So I'm going to go with the Kansas City Chiefs as well. And finally, to wrap things up, we have our very own hometown Philadelphia Eagles traveling to Houston on a short week.
Ooh.
This is the Thursday night game. If you're listening to this, the podcast, it's on Thursday. Go check out the game right now. Rich, who do you got in this one Thursday night? This might be the only good Thursday night game of the entire season.
Well, good for us, I think is what you mean, because nobody respects the Houston Texans. They're just, what's their record now?
1-5-1.
1-5-1. The only thing I'm just worried about is it might be, you know, a short week. It might take a little bit for the Eagles to get into form. They might be a little bit tired from the Sunday game. But look, they're supposed to be a Super Bowl contender. If that's the case, they should march right in and handle the Houston Texans easily. This is not that stacked of a team. I mean, their quarterback is David Mills. Have you really heard anything good about David Mills?
No.
Besides people that live in Houston.
Right.
I have not heard anything really stellar about that quarterback. Their only star, I feel like, is Brandon Cooks, and he didn't get traded at the trade deadline. I'm sure he's disappointed.
Yeah, he was a star who they were looking to shop. So.
Yeah. So, yeah, even though it's a short week, I think the Eagles should be able to handle this and take care of business on Thursday Night Football.
Yeah, I think this one is, you know, there's always a little bit of concern on the short week. There's always a little bit of concern with the idea of a trap game. I think the Eagles are too good to fall into either of those traps. They're a very well-coached team. They've got all the sides of the football working. So I think the Eagles should be able to handle this. You know, they are a beneficiary of that scheduling luck that we talked about. You know, getting their worst opponent on their short week. But you play the opponents that you do, when you do, and good teams put them away regardless. So I think the Eagles are going to do just that this Thursday. I think it's a no-brainer.
Yep. So there you go, our Fantastic Four picks for week number 9. Despite the fact that Mikey rigged the segment.
For the record, I picked the only games where both teams had a winning record.
Wait, where both teams had a winning record?
Yes.
What do you mean for
those
for Bills and Jets? Or are you talking about for
all of them? Those are the only matchups where both teams.
What's Washington's record?
4-4.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're
Washington?
They're not terrible. One of those losses is against us. So
Boy,
they should have a winning record.
Really? Take that to brass tacks. That really makes Wentz look bad. Because they started out slow at Wentz. And now Heineke, they're catching their momentum.
Yeah. So when people say the Eagles have
weird.
had an easy schedule, we're the only reason that the Vikings have any losses. We're the only reason the Commanders have a losing record. And we're one of Dallas's 2 losses as well. So, you know, we're taking down decent and upper echelon opponents.
All right.
Kirk Cousins is a backup. It's a joke, everybody. Calm your tits, people.
I think you're obsessed with this Kirk Cousins thing. But anyway, let's get into the next part of the show. It's time for our unique 3-minute drill. We're going to hit a couple topics in 3 minutes or less. What do you have, Mike?
All right, this was the NFL trade deadline, and a couple big trades happened. The Miami Dolphins made a move to shore up their defense by trading for Denver Broncos outside linebacker Bradley Chubb. In exchange, they sent a 2023 first-round pick, running back Chase...
San Francisco, because it's the pick that they traded to get... that San Francisco used to get their quarterback. So it's San Francisco's pick that Miami had
first-round pick
that is being traded to... the Denver Broncos.
Okay. They also gave up running back Chase Edmonds and a 2024 fourth-round pick as well. This is a great move. Miami's offense has been very good. They just got to shore up that defense, and they're putting themselves in a position to compete in a very competitive division. I know you just made fun of the Jets, but every team in that division, just like the NFC East, has a 500 or better record. It is a It's a very close division that cannot be understated.
For right now, but
for right now, yes.
Someone's going to fall through the cracks. I think it's going to be the Jets in that division. But nevertheless, this is a big move by Miami. Hey, look, they got a strike right now. It looks like things are clicking together with Tua and Tyreek Hill. That offense is running like a smooth machine. I mean, why not? If you think this is the window to strike, you got to make a move. So I'm supporting this move. And plus, they already had another first-round pick, so yeah, why not? Go use the San Francisco pick.
Yeah, if you have multiple first-round picks, you may as well make a move. Another team making moves, Dougie P in Jacksonville. They've acquired suspended wide receiver Calvin Ridley from the Atlanta Falcons for a 2023 fifth-round pick and a conditional 2024 fourth-round pick. This is, pretty good prices for a suspended player. Of course, the caveat there is they're suspended. So.
Yeah, have you ever heard of something like this where you're willingly trading for a player that won't play right away other than Ridley and Deshaun Watson? I feel like this is the first time this has ever happened like this.
I think, correct me if I'm wrong, teams kept on trying to make deals with Josh Gordon when he was on and off suspension.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're right.
I think there have been a couple other players through the past couple of years that have run into similar situations. It's one of those things where it's like they know he's going to be good, so you may as well get him at a discount before he hits free agency kind of thing, because Atlanta's definitely going to cut him if they hadn't have traded him.
They were looking to trade him before all this stuff was going to happen.
Right. So they're like, might as well get what we can at the deadline. Yeah, not unprecedented, but still weird.
Yeah, you're right. And there you go, 3-minute drill.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
The Sweet Brown interrupted.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
There you go.
You're playing all the
everything
sounds.
happened. Everything has gone off the rails here between the fact that the wrong switcher hit. Sweet Brown interrupted my soundboard instead of the scream. Everybody
ain't nobody got time for that.
What a sports sampler.
It's a 3-minute drill. Nobody has time for that.
You know what? That might be more appropriate than the scream at the end of the 3-minute drill.
I think we should change it.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
I mean, it literally, we ran out of time.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Absolutely. I think we should make it official.
Sweet Brown just improves our show in leaps and bounds.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
There you go. That'll have to be the new ending now to the 3-minute drill.
There's never a wrong time for Sweet Brown.
That's right. That's right. All right. So there you go. That will wrap up the first part of the show, the sports sampler, everything concluded there. We can't get into baseball and everything like that until next week, so we'll have to cut it off there. But for right now, we'll take a break and leave you be. But don't go anywhere, because we still got the entertainment entree and then the non-fortune cookie odd news. I've got some interesting stories you need to hear in that segment, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here on the Crispy Noodle Podcast.
Ready for the weekend? Happy Friday. Hi, my name's Marie, and I'm an artist who's been making Happy Friday doodles every week for over 7 years. And now you can own my art collection in this Volume 1 and Volume 2 art series. These doodles span across multiple themes, yearly festivities, various countries, languages, and more. Both coffee table books have something for everyone and are the perfect conversation starter or gift for a friend. Really, anyone who enjoys a good weekend. Available on Amazon, Ingram, BookBaby, Barnes & Noble, and more. Visit happyfridaydoodles.com/books and get your copies today. Let's celebrate the best day of the week. Happy Friday.
We're going to talk about 22-year-old Matthew Kyle Letham. And he decided to call police at 4:45 in the morning because he couldn't find a ride home after the bar at 4:45 in the morning. But that is not the actual oddity of this story. Police encountered Matthew Letham on the scene, and that's when they noted that this dude actually has a tattoo of the state of Florida in between his two eyebrows.
Oh my God.
Yes, and I have his mugshot. So here we go.
He's literally Florida man.
Yes.
He's like a superhero Florida man, and that is like his logo.
He is Mr. Florida Man. So
I mean, it's the most harmless Florida story we've ever had.
Yeah, except for the fact that dude has a tattoo
Is stupid.
That will last the rest of his life that he cannot hide.
You cannot undo that. Every job interview he goes to, the very first thing they're going to see and question is the Florida tattoo. Yeah.
It's literally like, can I touch it? Like, it's right there.
You know the scene in Austin Powers Goldmember? The guy who has the mole?
Yeah.
Moly, 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 moly. Yeah. It is that, except with Florida on his forehead. Is anybody more proud of their home state than that guy? Nope.
Can't say it. I can't say.
Nope.
I can't think of anybody else.
Nope.
So,
I love Pennsylvania, but not that much.
No, I do not want. Pennsylvania is a big state too. I do not want that on my forehead.
It's very square or rectangular. It would, What's the weirdest state to get tattooed to a forehead? I think. What do you think would be the weirdest one? I mean, I think Florida because the way it's shaped.
Florida's pretty weird. California,
Michigan
would be weird because it's
very long,
and then it juts out.
No, Michigan.
Ooh, yeah. Because they got
Michigan.
all those like Great Lakes and stuff.
Yeah, and it's split in half.
Ugh, yeah, that would not be good.
That'd be a weird one.
Yeah.
Alaska. Oh, Oklahoma. I was gonna say Alaska.
Oklahoma, you have to get the box, and then you have to get that little dinky panhandle that goes the other half of your head.
You're literally making yourself a unibrow, and then like it has like a little hat on it.
Yeah. Ew.
What about Alaska? You have that whole chain of islands coming off the side. It's gonna like go around the side of your head almost.
Yeah.
This is the dumbest conversation we've ever had. In 8 years of podcast, I think it's safe to say that talking about the weirdest state to tattoo to your forehead, probably the dumbest thing we've ever talked about.
It's 2021, man.
And we were like actually analyzing. You're like, oh yeah, and the islands, and we're like, yeah, that makes sense. There's something fundamentally broken with us, Rich, in 2021.
It's 2021. Nothing makes sense anymore. It's that simple.
The pandemic's gone on too long, Rich. We've hit a breaking point.
Yeah. All right.
Next week we're both going to show up with states tattooed to our foreheads.
Dear God. Oh, yeah, we're back here on the Crispy Noodle Podcast. We are rocking and rolling. Whether or not the ship is going the right way, whether or not the soundboard's working, whether or not the equipment's working, we're still here to give you an episode of the Crispy Noodle Podcast, come hell or high water, come World Series, come Super Bowl, come soccer championship game, come Philadelphia chaos, no matter what happens.
I think it's been a damn good show so far.
Yes, that's right. But we can only judge halfway, though, because we're only done sports so far. So we need to move along and go to the next part of the show that revolves around movies, TV, video games in the entertainment entree.
And now, the latest in movies.
The Simpson guy writes to movies. Dear Die Hard, you rock. Especially when that guy was on the roof.
Music.
I know what that is. That's music.
Video games.
I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite store on the Citadel.
Celebrities.
You really know Warren Beatty?
Yes, I do. I took a leak next to him once at the Golden Globes.
And more.
You're the all-singing, all-dancing crap of the world.
This is the entertainment entree.
All right, entertainment entree time. And we're going to kick it off with the segment where Mike is going to let you know what you should keep an eye out for in terms of movies, TV, and video games. Hopefully Kirk Cousins doesn't show up in this segment either.
Oh, my God. You got so mad.
It was so random.
Yeah.
You put him down as a backup QB.
It was a joke playing up the fact that I hate Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
Like, you haven't gone to extreme lengths to say that Brett Favre is the best quarterback to ever play the game, despite the fact that he is not.
Look, I personally love Brett Favre in the 90s. It was just a great era.
And I personally hate Kirk Cousins in the 2010s and
it was a
2020s.
horrible era.
It was a horrible era. Look, I've had this argument before. He is a garbage time quarterback. He doesn't win games when he needs to. His stats are padded through. I'm not going to go into it all again. We've debated it before. He has a career 500 record. Just
all right.
There you go.
So there you go. Let's have.
And he was a backup at one point.
Yes, but now he
fooled
the starting
everyone.
quarterback.
Fooled everyone into thinking he's a starter.
All right. Well, let's see if he pops up at any point.
He may pop up.
I swear to God. Yeah, you're gonna.
You used to be so funny, Rich.
Speaking of TV, here's Kirk Cousins. Yeah, like here you go.
I'm gonna find a way.
All right, let's see if we can find a way. In Mike's This Week in Entertainment. All right, Mikey, what do you have?
All right, this week in entertainment. First up in movies, we have Weird, the Al Yankovic story premiering on the Roku channel. I don't know.
Yeah, Roku is trying to get some steam between this. They signed Rich Eisen. Rich Eisen show. They've been making moves.
Quibbos. What was that little tiny thing?
Quib something.
They bought that, and now they're
Quib.
Something like that. It was a Quib something, and they're trying to make a streaming service out of it.
Wasn't that the name of a ship in Mass Effect? Quib. I feel like it was.
I feel like it was.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Quib.
But anyway, the point is that Weird, the Al Yankovic story.
It's Kirk Cousins' favorite ship.
It's Kirk Cousins' favorite ship.
The Quib.
The Quib.
He's Captain Kirk on the Quib.
Captain Kirk. But yeah, so I can't even talk right now. Weird, the Al Yankovic story is premiering on the Roku channel, starring Harry Potter's Daniel Radcliffe as Weird Al Yankovic. Weird Al co-wrote the script, which is a parody of standard biopics. So the thing that critics are saying about this movie, which is getting very good reviews so far, is that it is both an exaggerated retelling of Weird Al's life and rise to fame, but it's also a parody and a spoof of biopics in general. Sort of like exaggerating them, pulling them out of, context and everything like that. Almost like Kirk Cousins is a parody of a real starting quarterback. And in television, come on, that was a good one.
That was a good one.
Blockbuster comes to Netflix this Thursday. It is a workplace sitcom about the staff of the last Blockbuster in America, which is a real place. There's one last Blockbuster. I think it's still open somewhere in Washington.
Is it? I think it closed.
Did it close?
Yeah.
That's a shame. Well, this is
Isn't it ironic, though, that Netflix is hosting Blockbuster?
Yes, I love that fact. I hope that they say or do something about that. I hope they have a little bit of, like,
they should have a
meta humor.
There needs to be, like, a flashback to when Blockbuster offered to buy Netflix for only, like, $200 million or something.
Yeah.
Because that is true story.
Yeah. How things would have been different.
Yep.
I knew Blockbuster was going to go under when, I forget what, I tried to rent, this was like in the last, death throes of the company. I went to rent a movie. I had the movie, I had candy, I had all the stuff that I was going to buy. I was going to give them a lot of money. And they're like, do you have a Blockbuster card? I was like, no, because I was used to going, we had a little local rental place where we would rent from. You didn't need to be a member. So I didn't have a Blockbuster card, thinking it would have been the same process. They're like, no. I'm like, okay, then I'm not going to rent this. I just walked out.
There you go. Bye.
Bye. Anyway.
And now they're no longer a company.
Now they're no longer a company.
But you single-handedly took down Blockbuster.
Took them down.
Look
but
what you did.
This is I'm happy to have destroyed American business.
You destroyed Blockbuster. You destroyed Kirk Cousins.
I'm just destroying everything.
You destroyed restaurants in the Plymouth meeting area.
I'm destroying this segment. But this is, like I said, a workplace sitcom about the staff of the last Blockbuster. And shows like this need a strong cast to work. Luckily, this is a cast that sounds really good. It's led by Randall Park, who plays Jimmy Woo in Ant-Man and WandaVision. He was also the lead in Fresh Off the Boat, an ABC sitcom that did very well in the 20-teens. And it also stars Melissa Fumero from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, two very, very funny people. So definitely go check out Blockbuster on Netflix, which is super weird to say.
Yes.
And finally, in video games, a new month equals new free games for PlayStation Plus and Xbox Live Gold subscribers. The big game, though, not one of the free games, but a new release, The Entropy Center, releases this week on PlayStation and Xbox consoles, as well as PC. It's being compared very favorably to the Portal games as you play your way through first-person puzzles using a talking gun that can turn back time on specific objects. So like you put a block down, you point the gun at it, and it rewinds time just for that object. So you have to solve a bunch of puzzles almost in reverse while this talking gun makes jokes and gives you hints and stuff. So seems really neat.
It sounds very Portal-like.
Yeah, very, very Portal-like, so definitely go check that out. That's the Entropy Center releasing this week, and that's what we're looking forward to this week in entertainment.
All right, Mike, thank you for that segment this week in entertainment. All right, let's get to the lone topic in the entertainment entree because there is some news in the world of Detective Comics, or otherwise known as DC Comics, otherwise known as Detective Comics Comics.
Yes, it's a very confusing naming convention, and also confusing is this little bit of poaching they've performed here because James Gunn of obviously Marvel MCU fame has made his way over. He's officially the co-chair and co-CEO of DC Studios, taking over creative development for the DCEU.
The future of the DC universe.
Of the DC universe. So, Rich, as a DC fan, as the resident DC fan, I mean, what?
Yeah.
You chuckle because, like, barely.
I know. I just, like... I'm going to go back to our rule that we've established for DC rules. It's just whenever something is hyped in the DC universe...
It's going to be bad.
It's a letdown.
Like, 100% of the time.
And whenever something is not hyped, that's when it surprises you and is a good thing.
So the fact that they're hyping this,
I don't like it.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Why?
I don't know. It's just this seems like just like a
is
one.
This pandering?
Yeah, it's like one of those like, look, we have a guy. Look, have faith in us.
I'm kind of torn because I kind of get that too, and especially since they basically just poached one of MCU's best members, creative members.
Right. It's like you're not even doing your own thing. It's like is he just gonna bring his own?
They're like, oh look, we got one too.
Yeah, and is he just gonna do what he did for like Guardians of the Galaxy? Is it gonna be just like that, but now with Superman? Or
so that was kind of my concern because James Gunn obviously did Guardians. He also did The Suicide Squad, not Suicide Squad, but the one with the article in front of it.
Yep, makes a whole difference.
DC, knock it off. Putting the in front of a word doesn't make it new.
Well, they're
not the Joker, the Batman.
They're not the only ones to do that. Yeah, unfortunately,
still frustrating.
That started with
Fast and Furious.
Yeah, and then the Final Destination that happened.
Ghostbusters just did Ghostbusters. They didn't do the Ghostbusters. I just gave them an idea.
Great.
But anyway, my worry here is that there's a big complaint in the MCU that after Guardians, everything became Guardiansified.
Yeah. Jokes, rock soundtracks,
color. I agree to a certain extent, but I also see properties in the MCU. I just rewatched Black Panther in preparation of the new one coming out. I'm thinking the Multiverse of Madness. I'm thinking of, some of these other television shows. There are still unique properties out there in the MCU. So I don't think that everything has become Guardians-ified, but I am worried that everything will become Guardians-ified in the DC because they don't have, and this is my main point, they don't have strong creative visionaries like Marvel does. Marvel has Taika Waititi. Marvel has Ryan Coogler for Black Panther. They have Feige. They have the Russo brothers. They have these strong creative voices and visionaries. The people doing all the stuff on TV, absolutely brilliant. Who are the DC visionaries other than Zack Snyder, which his stuff, I don't think he's that breathtaking. And they have James Gunn now.
But the people that love Snyder,
the people who love Snyder
like
love Snyder. But does DC have a similar group of...
Not really.
A similar group of independent, strong, creative voices. I don't see that.
Other than Todd Phillips behind Joker, and
but that barely succeeded. Like they didn't want that movie to do well.
And oh no, I forget the guy's name that did the Batman. I'm forgetting now. Off the top of my head, I'm a bad DC.
Christopher Nolan. No, I'm kidding.
no. They wish they could have Christopher Nolan.
They
back.
wish, yeah.
They would welcome him back in a heartbeat right now. I forget the guy's name now. I can't remember.
But that guy.
Because that's going to be its own unit. There's just look. Here's the DC. Here's the problem. You got too many different things happening. We potentially we could have like 3 different Batmans happening.
I mean, it was a throwaway joke about Christopher Nolan, but what Batman are we on?
Yeah, because you have the universe with the Batman, the
new Batman with Robert Pattinson.
You have the Joker universe that they're in their own thing, and we don't know
which Joker universe, the Suicide Squad Joker or the Joker, or the Nolan Joker.
No, just Joker, the one with Joaquin Phoenix that they haven't introduced a Batman yet, but potentially you could in that
which
universe.
One with Joaquin Phoenix? Oh, the Joker.
It's just Joker.
It's just Joker.
That one's just Joker.
Oh my God.
Just
I'm
Joker.
not even trying to do a bit. I'm literally just confused.
That's just Joker.
Okay. I swear to God, this is not a bit.
DC, you're making me. I can't defend your universe. This is why. You have those 2 universes.
So that's a different Batman?
Yes, because that's a whole different Joker universe.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Are they going to pull a fast one on everyone and be like, Marvel thought they could do the multiverse, but joke's on you. We've been doing the multiverse since the start. That's the only way they can save this.
No.
And aren't they kind of doing that with the Batman movie? Because that's coming out.
Allegedly, but then he went, the guy did the Flash is off on a reservation doing God knows what and worshiping altars and oh God,
man.
That's a whole nother can of worms I didn't want to get into. But then they're trying to bring back Henry Cavill to be Superman in a future Superman movie. Does that mean they're going to resurrect Justice League too? Or is that going to start a whole nother Superman universe?
Well, Ben Affleck doesn't want to be Batfleck.
There's so many just potholes in the DC expanded universe. I don't know if it can be saved.
So this comes
I think at this point, we just accept good movies if they come out, and that's it. You just enjoy them. Like the Batman. That was like, all right, that came out of nowhere. Just like Joker, they came out of nowhere. I wasn't expecting that, but it's really great, really good, and just take it as its own and just enjoy it because I don't think there's really an avenue to have a united, expanded universe right now with everything going on. DC needs to just double down on the fact that they do a single movie very good and just run with it and let Marvel handle the intertwined storylines and the expanded universe and everything like that. But they're not going to do that because they hired James Gunn. So they're going to try and connect it all together. So good luck. But honestly, I don't have much faith in it. I'm extremely worried.
So this was pretty negative news for you then, in a weird way.
Because I feel like DC is they're trying to they're playing catch up, and they've literally tried to copy now what Marvel's doing with this hiring of James Gunn.
Yeah, I mean they rushed out team up movies.
Honestly, just
in order to get.
I know you hate this. I know you hate to cognitively put there's different trajectories. But that honestly, just do that because that way, at least like those entities are going to be strong on their own.
There's nothing wrong with doing individual movies.
Do
and,
your
and series.
universe the way you want to do your Todd Phillips. Do your universe the way you want to do your universe. Go
They
off.
should have a competition between all the universes. Whichever movies make the most money, you go with that universe and you make that the canon universe, and all the other universes are sacrificed to that god.
I mean, I don't. That's a that could be a game show or something, but no. It's just they should just let the directors make the movies they want to do, because that's when they're at their strongest.
When Wonder Woman didn't have to tie in with anything, the first one was
Yes.
fantastic.
Yes.
Joker didn't have to tie in. The Batman didn't have to tie
Yes.
in. You know what did have to tie in? The Suicide Squad.
Yes.
The Justice League.
Thank you.
Wonder Woman 2.
That's what I'm trying to get at.
And they're all trash.
Just let them be their own things.
I paid money to see the first Suicide Squad, and I'll never get that money back. And in the grand scheme of things, it was very little, but it haunts me to this day. The fact that I paid money and I sat in a theater with, I think, 3 other people, it was pathetic. And you know, my sentiments echo your own. I think that DC has a problem with the fact that they desperately want a universe, but they were not structured or ready for a universe. They didn't have a... See, Marvel started with a creative visionary in their Kevin Feige, and they started with a sort of idea that they were going to do Avengers. They started with Iron Man 1. Remember watching that movie in theaters?
Yep.
It ended with...
I'm going to talk to you about the Avengers Initiative.
Right. Captain America's shield is in the movie. They have references to other things. And, you know, we're going to talk about the Avengers. You know, back in 2007, getting chills just thinking about it, because they knew from the start what it was going to be. And they worked hard, and they put out movies. People are like, Thor? Who cares about Thor? Who is this D-level hero? Now, could you even imagine the MCU without Thor?
Yep.
They took risks. They had a vision. They had a direction, and they stuck to it. And they developed a fan base. That's why the universe works. That's why they ask people to jump through hoops. Go watch She-Hulk on Disney+. Go watch this one-off. Go watch this animated series. And people will do it because we're invested now. We're not invested in the DC universe because there isn't a DC universe. You can't ask people to jump through mental hoops if there's nothing to land on the other side. James Gunn is picking up a train that's off the rails. It thinks it's a boat now.
Yeah, good luck.
I don't know where it's going or what it's doing or what it's carrying, but I don't know if his Guardians shtick is going to work or going to get this thing back on the rails.
Yeah. And if they're going to really try and unite everybody together, good luck. That's all I can say.
And also, DC is way too dark and edgy for it. Just straight up. It's... I wish them the best. There's some really good DC movies out there, but they're not part of the universe.
Right. Yeah. It's tough to interconnect it. So good luck with that, James Gunn. You have your work cut out for you. Just like I have my work cut out for me in our third and final portion of the show, the non-fortune cookie odd news.
We've been talking about cool and its ramifications and how it applies to the hip scene. But maybe you could give us some examples now of the opposite of cool, uncool. Just exactly what is uncool?
My nipples look like milk duds.
Holy shnikes.
It's time for the non-fortune cookie odd news.
It's not of this world. I don't know exactly what it is or what it's doing, but this is not human intelligence, okay? It's not human intelligence we're facing.
How you doing? Me? I'm doing great.
Mandada bastata. I don't make this stuff up.
I'll take a pound of nuts.
That's a lot of nuts. That'll be $4, baby. You want fries with that?
I seen the celery dance across the baseball fields.
You had me at meat tornado.
No, go past this. Past this part. In fact, never play this again.
Okay. What does that mean?
And now it's time for the non-fortune cookie odd news.
So sit back, get everything you need to get from the kitchen. Be sure and empty the bladders. Go to the bathroom because you're in for a hell of a ride.
Woo, odd news.
That's right, everyone. It's time for the non-fortune cookie odd news here in this segment. Rich researches the news, he reads the news, and I react to the news. He finds a weird and wacky story and keeps it hidden from me. which ensures that my reactions are my genuine gut reactions to hearing this story for the very first time. I don't know what's about to happen. You guys don't know what's about to happen. And even Rich doesn't know what's about to happen because these stories always take us down wacky and wild paths. I'm ready to get started. Where are we heading to, and why is it Florida?
Now, who is this guy in Florida?
It's Florida, and they're crazy.
Oh, yeah.
I know my odd news.
Yep, you got to have Florida.
So what happened down in the Florida?
Wow, what a question. So this happened in St. Petersburg, Florida. We are going to follow the tale of Robert Lawson, who is 50 years old.
I like to kick, stretch, and kick. I'm 50. 50 years old.
Yep, 50-year-old.
50 years old. All
Robert
right.
Lawson.
The big 5-0.
I'm 50. 50 years old.
So here's what happened on this story. Robert Lawson was just loitering near a wooded area
Okay.
in St. Petersburg. So
Sounds suspicious.
Yep, just wandering around late at night.
Okay.
That's when cops decided to ask him what he was doing. They asked if he could search his person and his bags that he had on him.
Okay.
That's when police discovered, quote, a crystal substance.
Whoops.
Yep. So already, right off the bat, we're talking some interesting things here.
You want to cook crystal meth?
I'm the cook.
Yep. And it turned that it was positive for meth. So there you go. Caught with meth. When confronted with the drugs, and after being read his rights, Robert Lawson then suddenly declared that, quote, you need to call the FBI. I'm an undercover agent.
Oh.
Aha!
You know, this isn't the first time this has happened in the odd news.
No. But
wasn't there a guy who got caught on a roof and he's like the FBI, I'm part of the FBI or something?
Yeah, we had something like that earlier.
Something like that, yeah. People always think that they can just they're just like, I'm part of the FBI, and the cops are gonna be like, oh, okay.
Oh,
and not
excuse me.
And not verify it at
Right
all.
this way.
They're like, they're not gonna ask to see a badge, they're not gonna contact your supervisor. They're like, yes, right away, sir.
Yeah. Oh, yes, right this way, sir. Come over. Yes. Sorry, I didn't know that. So he said that, quote, if you call the FBI, you will find out that I am an undercover agent and that, quote, I'm
Also-
allowed to carry meth.
No, because time out. I don't think you can just call the FBI.
Yeah,
like
what-
1-800-FBI. Hello, FBI. Yes. Can I have some information on your undercover agents?
Yeah.
Oh no. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah. How does that work? 1-800-FBI.
Is there a hotline?
Yeah.
Like, call this hotline to learn more about our undercover agents in the field. Like,
Yes.
no.
We'll vouch for them.
We'll vouch for them, yeah.
By the way, here is his mugshot. There
Oh,
he is.
yeah. Definitely a crack FBI agent.
Yes, he's...
Keyword being crack.
Run while there's still time. Everyone is smoking crack. But it's only a matter of time before they're overwhelmed. Run when you can!
Yes.
This man looks like he's probably been arrested by the FBI, not working for them.
Wouldn't that make him the best employee?
Whoa, maybe.
So there you go. Yeah, he consistently claimed as he was being processed in the police center that, quote, I'm allowed to carry methamphetamine. The FBI has allowed me to do so.
Okay.
Nevertheless, the St. Petersburg cops did try to get in contact, and nobody did vouch for him. I know, what a surprise.
What a surprise.
So he was arrested on a felony drug possession charge and a misdemeanor drug paraphernalia count. He's being held in the county jail on a $2,150 bond.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So
you said 51?
$2,150.
Oh, 2001. Okay.
Yep. But there you go. Unfortunately, that guy does not work for the FBI as far as we're concerned.
No. I'm always surprised when people think they can impersonate federal agents.
Yes.
Just get away with it.
Yeah, just, oh, yes,
Like,
right this way. Oh,
no
okay.
one will check.
Yeah, I just love that like reasoning. Like, oh, you're a part of the FBI.
Well, of course.
You're a federal agent. Okay, come this way, sir.
You know, we've had a lot of bad excuses, but it's moments like this where I think occasionally it might just be better to try the old "it's my friends."
That might be a better excuse. Yeah,
I think anything's better than saying you don't want to impersonate law enforcement because that is, I believe, a felony.
Yes. That should also be a crime, but I guess they felt bad for him.
We're going to take it easy on you.
Yeah. You know what? He's 50. Do we really need to pile on the charges?
I'm 50. 50 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's 50 and dumb. Let him go.
Yeah, let him go. All right. I just know you like weird excuses, so I had to throw that one in. But that's not enough for a main story. So let's get...
okay.
I had to augment this with another Florida odd news story here.
Now, who is this guy in Florida?
It's Florida, and they're crazy.
A twofer.
Uh-oh. Yep. And for this story, we're going to Marion County. And around 4 a.m. on Sunday, near a ramp on I-75, the sheriff's office submitted this police report in which they found an SUV that was driving along the interstate, missing 2 tires and being driven to the bone. So this thing is literally making sparks on I-75 on the rims.
Wait, what tires? I'm curious. Is he going
on an SUV? They must be pretty big.
That's pretty big. But I'm wondering, is he missing 2 tires in the front, 2 tires in the back, or is he just got one side of tires missing?
It might be one side of tires because I'd imagine
he's
maybe
like lopsided.
Yeah, maybe he hit a pothole and then a boom boom,
and both tires went.
I think that would be the most likely case on the interstate.
Okay.
But he kept driving. He did not want to stop at all.
No, I mean sometimes there's not a good place to stop on the interstate. You just got to keep going.
Well, this might be for a different reason here.
Uh-oh.
Cops eventually pulled over this SUV that was driving on 2 of its rims instead of tires. The deputy pulled him over. When they asked him what had happened to the vehicle, the driver said that, quote, "I hit the curb a little too hard."
A little too hard? Your tires are missing.
But then things got interesting as he says that, quote, "I was facing a do or die choice."
What?
He claims that the SUV specifically is cursed by the devil.
Demon? Stop calling it that. Demon. Stop it. Stop talking to it. No, I just want to talk to the demons.
Yes.
But I don't...
The SUV is possessed.
Because the devil has nothing better to do than possess one random guy's SUV in Florida. But my question is this. What does
this
that
is
have
a do or die choice, Mike.
But what does that have to do with anything? Was the devil like, you would blow 2 of your tires right now or I'm going to eat your babies? Like, what?
So, yes, the driver says that, quote, "paranormal activity has been happening with this SUV."
Okay.
He claims that someone put a curse on the SUV.
Okay.
I
still don't... So what, he had to blow 2 tires or?
No, he has to drive this to a place where it can be de-deviled, I don't know. Exorcised? Maybe an exorcism? Would an exorcism help?
Just leave it.
Plunge us into darkness, demons! Demons! Oh my God. Demons, you cowards!
Just buy a new vehicle.
Well, unfortunately, this guy is taking his call to action very seriously.
Okay.
Because obviously someone making a claim like this, you might think they're drinking or something like that.
Right, something else is going on.
And the cops asked him to get out of the car and do a sobriety test.
Of course.
That's when the driver said, quote, "I cannot leave the vehicle.
Whoa.
If I leave this vehicle right now, bad things are going to happen. You may be skinned alive."
Whoa.
Hey there, demons. It's me, your boy.
What a twist.
This is why he won't get off the highway.
He's just, he's just looking out for his fellow man.
Yeah. I mean,
what a plot twist. I did not see that coming.
Apparently, the SUV itself is going to come alive.
The SUV is going to skin them.
Yeah, I mean, he's saying
the wiper blades are just going to squeegee their flesh right off.
Yeah. I mean, he's literally saying people are going to be skinned alive if he doesn't take care of this right now.
Whoa. This is appropriate. We just passed Halloween.
What a Halloween story.
Perfect Halloween story.
The SUV that will skin people alive in Florida.
Sounds like a weird Stephen King thing.
Yeah, it does.
Doesn't it?
Call Stephen King up. We have an idea for a new novel.
Because I think he had a story where a car attacked people or had a mind of its own.
Yeah, but it just ran over people.
It just ran over people.
Yeah, this thing is actually going to have some sort of...
But did this person read that story and just think this is happening?
Maybe, but this has some... This SUV is going to have some sort of device that will skin you alive. I don't know how it's going to do it.
That's wild.
The windshield wiper comes out. I don't know. And
the windshield wiper and it's actually like razor blades. It's not actually a windshield wiper. It's razor blades disguised.
Demon? Stop calling it that. Demon! Stop it. Stop talking to it. No, I just want to talk to the demons.
This is amazing.
So he says, people could be skinned alive if he doesn't take care of this SUV.
And so, just to be clear, his mission is to take this SUV to...
I don't know, somewhere where it can be exorcised or...
An exorcist?
De-deviled or...
De-deviled?
I don't know. What I don't know what... It says it's possessed. I don't know what you...
De-deviled.
Yeah.
I like that.
I don't know. What else?
Why couldn't he just take it to, like, a church and get it blessed?
Maybe he was on the way to do that at 4 a.m.
Maybe. But my question, when did he find out it was possessed, and how long was he driving it while knowing it was possessed? Like, did he find this out when he bought the car and he's like, it's fine? All I'm saying is that if I buy something or I come into possession of something and somebody says, this is possessed, I'm like, cool, please take this back.
Yes.
I'm not buying possessed stuff.
Right.
I'm not living in possessed places. I need to know.
Or is this guy so... loyal to humanity, he just came across this SUV, realized it was possessed, and realized I have to do this.
It's his burden.
Right. This is my burden. Now that I've been imparted,
it's his cross to bear.
Right. I was imparted with this information. I have to take care of this right now.
He can do all things through God who strengthens him.
Right.
And
including driving without 2 tires on the SUV.
Absolutely. That's amazing. So really, he's a martyr.
Right. That's why
he is taking on that evil to save us.
Yes, he's trying to. Yes, he's trying to help out.
Wow. I mean, this man went from an odd news perp to a hero.
Yes.
Just like that.
Look, if they had us on the Florida police deputy staff, we could give them insight on how these minds work.
Yeah, that's a good point. That Florida should hire us as like consultants to be like, hey, we need help with understanding the minds of odd news people. And I'm like, I got you.
Right.
This man's a hero.
But unfortunately, this cop absolutely didn't buy it at all.
You know, that's so frustrating. They don't even take into consideration these odd news heroes.
Yep. The cop then pulled him out of the car.
Oh, no. I'm sure the demon didn't like that.
No. That's when the driver became agitated, spit on him, and then tried to take his taser from his holster.
Ooh, definitely not good.
No, and at which point the sheriff then tasered him. So there you go. So much for that mission.
Demon? Stop calling it that. Demon! Stop it. Stop talking to it. No, I just want to talk to the demons.
Plunge us into darkness, demons! Demons!
Oh my God.
Demons, you cowards!
I just love how anticlimactic the story was. Like he tried to steal his taser, but then got tased. It's like an Uno reverse card.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think the cops have the reverse card on trying to take a taser in a situation like this.
Yeah, I don't think cops enjoy that.
No. So
but what happens now with the demon? Is the demon just sitting in an impound lot?
Yeah, because they have to impound the car.
So I don't think the demon's going to like that.
Well, I mean, if it's true, then...
Can the demon possess other cars?
Yeah, can the demon jump from car to car?
Like, are we going to have a situation in, 5 years down the road where, most cars in America are possessed by this automobile demon?
Yeah, I don't know. We're going to have to follow up on...
This is very concerning.
Right. We need to follow up with the specific SUV.
Right. We need the make, the model, the VIN number. We need to make sure that this SUV is taken out of circulation. Because if somebody's buying used cars in Florida, they might accidentally buy a demon.
Yeah, be careful if you're looking for a car, an SUV, it's coming from Florida.
It's not just lemons you got to watch out for. You got to watch out for demons, too.
Yeah, apparently.
Hey there, demons. It's me, your boy.
Lemon and demon are only one letter away from each other.
Bum, bum, bum! What?
All right?
Yeah, that's right.
Demon and lemon.
It's just a curve.
Whoa.
Oh, my God.
Breaking news, lemons are demons in disguise.
Wow.
That's a 6 degrees of Wikipedia right there.
Yeah.
Get from lemon to demon.
There you go. And it all happened within this story.
I am shook right now.
Yeah.
I can't believe we just figured this out.
Well, you know who else is shook by this is the actual driver. Because, wow, this Florida deputy, he did not take this guy easy. They are filing a lot of charges on him.
Ooh.
Battery on a law enforcement officer.
That's the spitting. Yep.
Resisting an officer with violence because he tried
to take the taser and the spitting. Yep.
Yep. This is a specific charge, an attempt to deprive an officer of means of protection or communication. That's a specific charge.
I have never heard that.
Me neither.
In all these years of doing the odd news,
yeah.
I've never heard that charge.
And corrupt, threat by corrupt. What is corrupt doing there? I think the demon might have taken over this story.
Oh, no.
Threat, but I don't know why corrupt is in there. I don't know. But I think it's supposed to say threat against a public servant and driving under the influence. It turned out he was drinking. So unfortunately,
so his demons weren't actual devil demons; they were just alcoholism.
Or is it just a convenient excuse to hide the devil in the SUV?
There you go.
We'll never know because
this is better than most of the scary movies I've watched during Halloween season.
This SUV is somewhere out there in a Florida impound lot.
Do not buy used cars in Florida, people.
Yeah.
Don't buy it. Don't go to any of those sheriff's auctions. Don't do it. You might end up with a demon car.
Yeah. Look, that's a convenient excuse to lock this guy away, and then the devil is roaming free inside this SUV.
Hey there, demons. It's me, your boy.
Unfortunately, all those charges are adding up. He might face up to 20 years in prison.
Whoa. That is actually legitimately the longest sentence I think we've had in the odd news.
Yeah. Boy.
Usually people are like, "Oh, $500 fine."
No.
Don't show yourself to kids.
No, Marion County Sheriff, they don't play around.
Wow, 20 years.
Yeah, they do not like any assaults on their officers. So they are pressing full charges on them. So
wow, that's crazy. I mean, it's crazy that we've had, similar stories and they've gotten like basically a slap on the wrist. They're back home the next day.
Yeah,
not this one.
No, unfortunately, he may need some legal help or an exorcist
or supernatural help.
Yeah. Meanwhile, yes, please do not buy any SUVs from Florida anytime soon.
This is like a weird recall. Like we're saying no used cars in Florida.
No,
we're recalling all used cars in Florida.
Don't do it because someone's got a demon out there.
There's a demon car loose.
Yeah,
on the roads
that could skin everybody alive.
Plunge us into darkness, demons! Demons! Oh my God, demons, you cowards!
Yes.
Yeah. Scary stuff.
I just want to know how the SUV actually skins you alive, though.
I like to think it's one of two things. I like to think either the windshield wipers are secretly razor blades,
and they just come out and get you.
Just come out and get you, or the SUV is kind of like R2-D2, and like a little arm like pops out, and it's got like a little like razor blade
just shoots out of the grill.
Yeah, just out of the grill. Yeah.
R2, what are you doing?
You will die.
Yeah. You're dead. Wow, R2, you really got violent there.
He just beeps in Morse code for 666. Dangerous stuff, man. R2.
I'm the devil. I'm the devil. Wow. Damn.
That's episode 10.
That's R6.
That's R6.
R666.
R6. R666. That's episode 10.
Yeah.
That's the new trilogy.
Right, coming soon.
Yeah.
To the Star Wars universe. Yep.
That's right.
But there you go.
That's good stuff.
That's what I have for you this week in the non-fortune cookie odd news. Once again, please do not buy a used SUV from Florida.
Don't do it.
Because it could have a demon in it. That is our story, and we are officially sticking to it. And with that, we got to start wrapping up this episode. Going from sports, entertainment, odd news. We covered all the bases. What a show.
A rip-roaring good time, as always.
Make sure that if you liked what you heard during this crazy podcast, you support us. You go to our website, thecrispynoodle.com. More importantly, though, you subscribe to us in some way, shape, or form, whether it's on YouTube, Crispy Noodle Podcast, whether it's on Facebook Watch, or on our Spotify account. All those avenues, you can get the video form of the podcast. On Spotify, you can actually put us in the background and you can listen to us as a regular audio podcast as well and take us on the go, right on your cell phone. Easy way to do it. You can bring us in the car, too, with that, too. You can connect us on the Spotify app as well. So there you go. There's no excuse. There's so many ways you can listen to the podcast that gets released every Wednesday night.
That's right. So many ways to check out the Crispy Noodle Podcast. If you want to get in touch with us individually to share your sports, entertainment, or odd news stories, you can reach out to us on Twitter. I'm at Mikey Costanzo, MikeyCostanzo.
And I am at Richard Liebig, RichLiebig. Find us on the Twitters. Let us know what's happening. If you have an odd news story, make sure you send it to me so that Mike doesn't see it. And if we use your material, we'll give you a sausage shout out, which is highly coveted.
Yes.
That's how we know the super fans that listen to our show. So
that's right.
Make sure you do that if you want to get in. Make sure you check out our episode next week because we're going to recap whatever the Phillies do.
Hopefully good stuff.
Yes, it's either going to be very celebratory or just all right, because the Phillies were playing.
We'll have a drink either way.
Right, because the Phillies are playing with house money. So if they don't win, it's all right. But if they do win, oh my gosh.
Oh boy.
Yeah, we might have some celebrations to do here on the podcast. So make sure you check us out next week. But for right now, we got to start wrapping this up. This has been the Crispy Noodle Podcast. Let us be the Crispy Noodle in your vegetarian salad of life and boring news. That will do it. We'll see you guys next week.
See you guys
later. Bye-bye, all you fine peoples. Good night.
Some of us have great stories, pretty stories that take place at lakes with boats and friends and noodle salad. A lot of people, that's their story. Good times, noodle salad.